I bet you didn't know that by the time you're 80 years old, your muscle mass has probably already decreased by half from when you were younger. Muscle wasting is a dreadful condition that takes away the freedom of millions of folks around the world. It touches more than 50 million older adults. Tumbles caused by weak muscles send more than 300,000 elders to the hospital each year. Here we reach the startling part. The Journal of Physiology talks about studies that disprove the idea that such serious muscle shrinking cannot be avoided. Some people in their 70s have the power, use, and even look of someone who is decades younger. While most of their age group struggles doing even the most basic tasks like getting up from a chair or walking upstairs, these folks can keep full freedom far into their 90s. They often beat others half their age on strength tests. They also keep climbing hills and playing games. Like and follow for more helpful health videos like this one if you enjoyed it. What then is their hidden trick? Well, 93% of older folks have no clue what habits can greatly slow down or even turn around age-linked muscle loss, but scientists at the Mayo Clinic have found them. Most doctors never tell their elder patients about the most important habit that can help them get back lost muscle mass well into their 70s and 80s. According to experts at Harvard Medical School, what science has shown to be key for keeping strength as we grow old is actually opposed by many doctors' suggestions. Keep reading because the first habit is likely something you do wrongly every day. This common mistake is speeding up the process of muscle wasting by turning on genes that normally would not do so. Fixing this one action could mean the difference between enjoying your golden years on your own or needing help from others. Get this video liked and follow our channel for more stuff like this before we start. Also tell us in the comments where you're watching from. Alright then, let's jump right in. The seventh habit is helpful stress. One of the most surprising things that strong 80-year-olds do is put themselves through helpful stressors, which are special types of strain. Hormesis is the case where chemicals that would be harmful at higher amounts have good effects when exposed to them at lower ones. What doesn't kill you truly makes you stronger, especially for muscles, according to work done by the Buck Institute for Research in Aging. Short contact with certain stresses sets off body defense systems that allow for the saving and even growth of muscle function and size in folks far into their 80s. Change in heat is the main helpful stressor used by super-agers, turning on brown fat, growing more cell power makers, and starting a hormone that shields muscle tissue from breaking down. Brief time in cold, such as ending showers with 30 to 60 seconds of cold water or quick cold dips, is good. Hot rooms and warm tubs work in a similar way, starting heat guard proteins that protect muscle cells from damage and fix them. 10 years of hot room use was linked with 40% less muscle loss than non-users, according to a Finnish study. Regular hot room use was set as 4 to 7 times weekly. Going without food at times or eating within tight time limits is the second helpful stressor. To boost muscle quality and start cell cleaning, super-agers limit their food intake to a small window of 8 to 10 hours each day without losing weight. This way makes cell power better in muscles by as much as 10% in as little as 12 weeks, according to study from the Salk Institute. Muscle tightening, though brief and strong, forms the third helpful stressor. Hard pushing, in which super-agers repeatedly push or pull fixed objects to their limits for 5 to 10 seconds at full force, is a common kind of workout. These short yet mighty squeezes talk with muscle cells to keep them big and busy without putting too much weight on the joints. The random nature of these stresses is what gives them their strength. They need to be short and followed by plenty of time to heal. Properly given, these controlled stresses turn on long-life genes including FOXes and sirtuins, which mainly aim to keep muscle mass as we age. Try to move into these habits bit by bit until you build up a tolerance. You don't want to overdo your body. Mild, helpful stress is what you're going for. Plan for protein timing is the sixth habit. While the amount of protein eaten is a big worry for older folks, studies hint that the timing of protein eating may be even more vital. Scientists talk about the slow drop in protein use that happens with age as anabolic resistance. Work in the Journal of Nutrition showed that, against common belief, elders should not eat all of their protein at once, but rather spread it out through the day. Now we get to the key part. A window of chance for protein building happens in your muscles about 3 to 4 hours after each meal. Most older folks make the error of getting all their protein at dinner, which means they aren't getting enough protein during the day to build muscle. The best way to use this: spread out your meals during the day and try to get 25 to 30 grams of high-quality protein at each one. So instead of having cereal or toast for morning, try eating eggs, thick yogurt, or a protein shake. Lean meats, fish, milk foods, or plant protein sources like lentils and beans should keep this trend during lunch and dinner. When matched to eating the same amount of protein packed in fewer meals, this timing method alone can boost muscle protein growth by as much as 25%. In a 12-week study run by the University of Texas, people who stuck to this way managed to grow an average of 1.2 pounds of muscle without changing any other part of their life. If you want your muscles to grow stronger or keep wasting away, it's not enough to simply eat protein. When you eat, it also makes a big difference. Number 5 habit: bettering of vitamin D levels. Did you know that the so-called muscle vitamin is missing in more than 80% of the older group? The silent killer of strength, vitamin D lack, is widespread among the elders. Let me explain. Feeding your bones isn't the only need for vitamin D. Scientists at Harvard University found that vitamin D starts the genes that help in building and making muscle. To grow and keep muscle mass, your cells have vitamin D spots that, when touched, set in motion key steps. Amazingly, a groundbreaking study in JAMA Internal Medicine showed that older people whose vitamin D levels were great had 25% more muscle strength than those whose levels were low. On top of that, they showed much better response time, control, and balance, all of which play a key role in stopping falls. Vitamin D lack is set as levels below 20 nanograms per milliliter, while super-agers who seem to age without aging nearly always have perfect levels above 40 nanograms per milliliter. Which vitamin D adding plans work best? Though sun time is helpful, it loses some of its power as we get older. This is because our skin's vitamin D making drops by 50% from 20 to 65 years of age when out in sunshine. The typical daily need of 600 international units is very small, but adding is needed for most older folks. While this should be custom-made, based on blood testing, studies show that most elders need 2,000 to 4,000 international units per day to reach proper levels. Add vitamin D-rich foods such as oily fish, egg yolks, and boosted milk with this, and try to get 15 to 20 minutes of direct midday sun if you can. A word of care: low levels of vitamin K2, which is found in changed foods and certain animal goods, stop calcium from getting to the blood pipes and instead help its use by the bones thanks to the working together effect of vitamin D. Blood pipes may become hard with calcium if vitamin D is added at high doses. This underrated yet key vitamin mix may be the deciding thing in your success. To find out how much vitamin D your body needs, ask your doctor for a blood test. Then, to keep your muscles from wasting away, try to keep your levels above 40 nanograms per milliliter. Rule number 4: handle swelling every day. So what do really strong elders have in common? Interestingly, the levels of swelling are quite low across the board. Researchers have lately come to the end that inflammaging, a term for lasting low-grade swelling, is a key thing in the drop of muscle mass in the elders. Muscle protein is broken down at a rate higher than the body's ability to replace it due to this quiet swelling process. But that's not all. Swelling stops the growth signals that normally push muscle growth in answer to exercise and protein intake, not tied to their protein eating or exercise plans. Older folks whose swelling markers were the highest lost muscle mass 3 times more quickly than those whose levels were the lowest. According to a key study out of Tufts University, certain anti-swelling moves are used by super-agers who keep their youthful strength, which most older folks fail to notice. Their first goal is having a good night's sleep, which they get by going to bed at the same time every night and sleeping in a fully dark room. Loss of sleep can speed up muscle wasting by raising swelling proteins by as much as 40%. And secondly, they pay close mind to the state of their gut. Changes to gut bugs linked with aging are a direct cause of body-wide swelling. According to new studies out of the University of California, the diets of super-agers include many plant foods, 30 plus per week, changed foods, yogurt, kefir, sauerkraut, etc., that include natural good bugs, and a wide mix of fiber sources eaten daily. Thirdly, workout strength is something they plan ahead for. Regular moving is key, but elders should avoid doing intense workouts because it might make swelling worse. The average super-ager works out at a mild level most days, with short, strong breaks mixed in once or twice a week. Last but not least, they often eat certain anti-swelling things such as omega-3 fats, 2 to 3 grams per day from oily fish or pills, turmeric, and foods rich in plant chemicals, various berries, green tea, and pure olive oil. Researchers at the University of California found that swelling markers can go up by as much as 29% in as little as 12 weeks due to age-linked shifts in gut bugs. A simple blood test that checks high-sensitivity C-reactive protein, HSCRP, can help you keep tabs on swelling. Unlike the normal older person who has levels 3 to 5 times higher, super-agers usually keep them below 1 milligram per liter. Principle 3. Taking a specific vitamin every day. While most food tips center on big nutrients such as protein, starches, and fats, super-agers who have amazing muscle strength pay close mind to certain small nutrients that help in protein building and muscle work. For your body to make most of the protein you eat and the good points of exercise, these key nutrients serve as helpers. If you don't have them, no amount of protein or exercise will stop you from losing muscle mass. University of Vermont researchers have named magnesium the forgotten helper for muscle health, so it naturally takes first place. This mineral is key for more than 300 cell change reactions that help with the working of muscles, and more than 70% of the elder group is missing it. The American Journal of Clinical Nutrition shared a study in 2021 that showed older folks whose magnesium levels were good had 30% stronger grips and much higher body skill than those whose magnesium levels were even slightly low, as well as adding magnesium in highly usable forms like glycinate or threonate. Super-agers usually eat foods that are rich in magnesium daily, such as dark leafy greens, nuts, seeds, and dark chocolate. Creatine comes next. It's not just for new bodybuilders. Compared to strength training alone, creatine, adding greatly, helped older adults' muscle mass, strength, and thinking skill. McMaster University, 2015. Muscle energy making and water amount in muscle cells can be boosted with a daily intake of 3 to 5 grams, leading to a growth-friendly setting. Next up is methylated B12, a B vitamin that gets too little notice because stomach acid making drops. With age, our body's ability to take in B12 also drops. Worse yet, proton pump blockers and metformin, two of the most widely used drugs, greatly lower this vital vitamin. Both nerve work and the making of energy by muscles are touched by a lack. The working form of cobalamin, methylcobalamin, is usually added by super-agers instead of the cheaper cyanocobalamin that is found in most multivitamins. Mineral helpers such as zinc, selenium, and chromium play just as key a role in helping protein building and insulin sensitivity, traits that are key for the moving of nutrients to muscle tissue. Best levels of these trace minerals were linked with a 22% rise in muscle mass, keeping over a 5-year time, according to a full study out of Tufts University. Small nutrient testing can help super-agers find their unique food gaps so they can add properly rather than counting on a basic multivitamin. By shaping their care to their specific body needs, we can save them money by not using unneeded treatments. Saving your nerve muscle links is habit number 2. Here's an interesting fact that most older folks don't know. When muscles waste away, it affects more than just the single fibers. Often, the weakest link is the one that joins your muscles to your nerve system. Nerve muscle junctions are like the outlets that give power to your muscles. When they start to break down, which happens much faster past 60, no amount of protein in your diet or exercise will help your brain talk with your muscles. Very strong super-agers, according to new work out of the University of Michigan, have far better nerve muscle links than the average older person. Even more thrilling, researchers have found several actions that can save or even fix these vital links. In the first step, you'll work on matching and exactly doing a series of set moves. Studies have shown that compared to regular strength training or even just walking, things such as Tai Chi, dancing, tennis, or even ping pong might boost brain paths to muscles. To strengthen the nerve muscle links, these workouts need your nerve system to bring in muscle fibers in certain patterns. Researchers in 2020 showed that compared to older adults who merely worked out in the usual way, those who took part in tasks needing matching twice weekly kept nerve muscle links 31% better. Chemicals that help nerve muscle health are the focus of the second way. Proof suggests that alpha-lipoic acid and acetyl L-carnitine can stop harm from oxygen to the nerve muscle link. The fact that some B1 forms like benfotiamine and huperzine, found in Chinese club moss, can boost the nerve messenger acetylcholine, the main one in charge of muscle starting, is even more hopeful. Some of the breathing methods used by super-agers turn on the vagus nerve, which helps in the control of nerve muscle sending. In as little as 5 minutes a day, you can lift nerve starting of muscles by as much as 15% by doing simple breathing methods like box breathing. Breathe in for 4 counts, hold for 4, breathe out for 4, hold for 4. Perhaps most curious is the link between mind work and the keeping of nerve muscle links. Columbia University did a key study that showed older adults' muscle work was far better kept when they often took part in hard-thinking tasks. Since the nerve muscle system and the brain share many nerve paths, the researchers found that brain training had a direct good effect on the nerve muscle system. Using these nerve muscle saving methods, super-agers can keep their brain links strong far into their 80s and beyond, letting them bring in muscle fibers well. First habit: weight training that builds over time. The most key habit that sets apart very strong 80-year-olds from their peers is the one that experts at Tufts University deemed the most powerful anti-aging drug ever found. We have come to this habit, weight training that builds upon itself, but not in the way that most older folks do it to be why using aimed weight training plans. The super-agers whose strength levels defy their real age fight the body processes of muscle wasting. Most elders never learn this basic truth. Your muscles work by the use it or lose it rule, with a key exception: to keep them, you must slowly test them. Keeping up with the same small weights week after week, going for a walk, or doing water workouts won't be enough to keep muscle mass over the age of 60. How is the way used by super-agers different? To begin, the focus is on force, not length. 2 weeks of high-force weight training to the point of failure led to greater muscle gain for older folks compared to 5 weeks of medium-force exercise, according to work out of McMaster University. The most key thing is to get to the point where you can't do another repeat with right form, what workout experts call short muscle failure. This starts protein building in the muscles for as long as 72 hours after exercise by sending strong growth signals. Secondly, super-agers stress group moves, which use many muscle groups all at once. Their moving skill and joint health should be thought about when making simpler forms of squats, deadlifts, rows, pushes, and pulls. Compared to single actions like bicep curls or leg lifts, these moves make a stronger hormone response. Third, they use growing load, which means slowly raising the level of hardness as time goes on. Using the same weights month after month causes no change because your muscles fit to whatever stress you put them under. People who are super-agers keep track of their workouts and push themselves to do a little bit more each time. As a fourth point, they stress the lowering parts of workouts, which are known to be good for strengthening the muscles of the elders. Lowering the weight slowly puts more pull on the muscles without putting as much pull on the joints. Amazingly, this way works even for people who are running behind schedule. Older adults who started a 12-week plan of growing weight training made their strength better by 35% and added an average of 3.3 pounds of muscle, according to a groundbreaking study out of the University of Alabama. Along with these amazing changes, there were also jumps in thinking skill, bone thickness, and blood sugar control. What, then, is the most common mistake that older folks make? The problem is that many think weight exercise is too risky or old-fashioned for them. The true danger lies in the fact that weight training is key to stop further muscle loss, which, in turn, raises the risk of weakness, falls, and freedom issues. Get into the habit of growing weight training. If you only do one thing from this video, if you want to make sure you're doing everything right, see a trainer first, then work up to the force that's right for your fitness level. Doing just 2 30-minute sessions per week can have a deep impact on how quickly you age. Here they are, the 7 ways backed by studies that account for the amazing muscle strength that some 80-year-olds keep going strong. Pick a habit that you can easily start today and work your way up to the others. Putting effort today into building your strength and freedom will pay off in the long run. It is time for you to speak up. Are you currently doing any of these 7 habits? If so, which one shocked you? Is there an elder person in your life that has amazing strength for their age? Leave a note below and tell us about yourself and your thoughts. Please share them with us. Many thanks for your time.